Hello, my name is Rick. I'm with AmazingAccuracy.com, and today is February 18th, 2014. It is currently 3:41 p.m. Chicago time. Well, today we're going to be taking a look at the Australian dollar weekly chart and the daily chart. And this is the futures chart. This is what I normally do my cycle analysis on, our futures markets. However, if you happen to trade the Forex, the information gleaned from the currency futures will translate over to the Forex pairs that are paired with the US dollar. So the Australian dollar in this case would the information gleaned here is useful for the Australian dollar US dollar pair. Okay, now we are currently looking at the weekly chart of the Australian dollar futures. And this price bar that you see right here represents week ending February 21st. That's this week. If you're not familiar with weekly charts, each price bar represents a whole trading week from Monday to Friday. And the date that we use to represent the weekly bar would be the Friday's date. So week ending February 21st is this particular bar that I'm highlighting right here. And right now we only have 1 day's worth of trading that represents that weekly bar because yesterday there was no trading during the day due to one of the US holidays. And what you see here is what occurred last night during the Globex markets. And today's trading during the day session today, February 18th, is just going to be closing here in a few minutes, so I won't even have, my chart won't even be updated until I download new data later on this evening. So that's not going to hold us back from what I need to share with you in this video. And I believe the information I'm providing you now is very timely. So if you happen to be a subscriber to my YouTube channel, then you're alerted to this in a timely manner. If you're not, after watching this, perhaps sometime after this has already happened and you've looked and noticed that, wow, it happened, you may want to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you'll be at least informed on a more timely fashion. Okay, the week ending 2/21 is a high probability weekly swing top. And if you're not familiar with the terms swing top, swing bottom, so forth, these are things I learned from my study of Gann back in the 90s. And that is a swing top basically is when you have a price bar high that's higher than the previous price bar high. You can see where my cursor is here. This high is higher than this high, for example. And that high must hold until its low is taken out to confirm as a swing top. So in this case here, you can see the high held when its low was taken out the very next day. That's a confirmed swing top. And because this is a weekly price chart, a weekly time frame price chart, it's called a weekly swing top. If this was a daily chart, which we will see in a moment, then it would be a daily swing top on the daily chart. If it was, on a 30-minute chart, it would be a 30-minute swing top, intraday swing top. Okay, anyway, so we're looking at this time frame. Now when I refer to time frame or try to use a different terminology here, but when I say I'm expecting a weekly swing top at this time for this week, the thing you need to learn about analysis of cycle turns and so forth is that you might expect a particular price bar to be, let's say, a top, and you calculate it ahead of time, that's going to be a top. What if it was the week just right after the next price bar? Okay, what if it was a price bar early? Would you call that successful? I would, and I'll tell you why. Because plus or minus one price bar is a nice give or take due to the fact that there are random elements in the market, due to the fact that there are times when the market trends hard, like for example here from top to bottom. There was a weekly turn right in the middle here, and as you can see, it looks like just a straight old run down, but if you'll notice right here, there's a swing top. Okay, it's higher than the previous high, and its low was taken out. That's a confirmed swing top. When you have strong trends, that turn could be off one bar, and so you need to allow for that, and you need to work with what's called probability rather than certainty. There's no such thing as certainty in trading, and if you're looking for certainty, or if anyone promises you certainty, my advice is to run for the hills. Stay away from that, okay? We calculate within our membership, the information we have is highly accurate. However, we're not going to tell you that a turn is certain. We're going to say it has a high probability. And that would be the honest truth of it, high probability. So, you know, we expected a bottom here. We got a bottom here, that's great. We got a bottom here, that's great. We got a top here. We had a bottom here. We had another bottom here. You can see I have them numbered and so forth. I'm looking for a top here. I'm put a little number 4 right up here. I'm looking for a top here. Now, one is because FDates, it's a proprietary algorithm built into software because you just can't do the calculations with a calculator. And this special program has said start looking for that swing top now. So now I'm making this video so you'll know about it. We're looking for a weekly swing top now. We can see that the high is currently in overbought territory. That's this green zone. If you want to know about this overbought, oversold indicator, it is found in our provisions charting software provided for free to our premium members. Okay, it's part of the membership. So if you're a member, you get to use the application. It also does time price squaring, whereas I could just plot it right here on this low, and it gives me these 45-degree squares. I can select 90, 180, so forth, or I can use user define. In this case here, we can see that weekly prices have so far made a 135-degree move. If you're familiar with WD-GAN, you know 45, 90, 135, 270, so forth. These are important areas of support and resistance. And you can see these 3 lines here. We can see that current prices in Australian dollar are now in a strong resistance area. It's an overbought zone. It's even at a trend line, a moving average line you can see here that could also prove as resistance for this market. Okay, now I'm not saying that we're going to look for a top here and market start going all the way into a bear trend. No. I'm saying that we're looking for a correction of this upward move. We pull back, then we can continue up. So basically I'm saying that I'm looking for a correction of what I expect to be a new bullish move in the Australian dollar. And the reason why is, if you look over here at this bottom here before it took off for several weeks on up, you'll notice that the MACD crossed up from an oversold area. You'll see that the ADX here topped out and moved down, kind of had a pinch point here, okay, where the 2 lines came close together and so forth, and it correlated with this bottom. Well, again, we have kind of a pinch point thing happening right here, and this has moved up, so we could be looking at another one of these happening right here. But notice that even within a trend moving up, you have a correction. Here's a top, and it came down for 2 weeks and made a swing bottom. So we could be looking at the same thing here. I hope that makes sense. Okay, on the daily chart, before I go to the daily chart, here's a note I made some weeks ago. I said week 221 contains day 219, a high probability daily turn date. And then I have some other calculations here that all fell into the 214, 221 time period, which is now. So this kind of alerted me to be looking for this. Now over here on the daily chart, we can see that we are now into the 218 area. Tomorrow or tonight and tomorrow will be the 219 area. We have an F date here saying let's start looking for a daily swing top here. We're in daily overbought zone. We're at 135 degree price resistance here. We're almost at the 144 day moving average here, which proves to be resistance at time, like you can see here. Those are a few of the things, but especially the fact that we have the cycle turn is due now. You can see it, I have 218, 218, 219. So you have all these calculations here along with this 217 here. Tells me now is the time to look for that daily swing top. On the weekly chart, it says now is the time to look for a weekly swing top. Put the two together, and the whole thing is that we are looking for a high probability cycle turn to occur and a correction and a reversal of trend for at least the next week or two in the Australian dollar. Okay? Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and visit my website at amazingaccuracy.com where you can get a free newsletter. And FDatesForum.com, same place, will provide you with the link to get a free newsletter. Once in a while I send out a forecast or some useful information via the newsletter. Thanks again.